The night she said it, she didn't even sound angry. We were sitting at the kitchen table, half-eaten dinner between us, the TV murmuring in the background. I had just tried, again, to talk about how distant she'd become. The late nights, the cold replies, the way she looked through me instead of at me. She sighed, rubbed her temples, and said the words that quietly shattered something inside me. Making you happy isn't my job. She said it like it was a fact, like gravity, like I was foolish for ever thinking otherwise. I didn't yell, I didn't argue, I just nodded. Okay, I said softly. That confused her more than anger would have. She expected a fight, she always did. But something clicked in my mind at that moment. If my happiness wasn't my wife's concern, then her comfort didn't need to be mine anymore. From that night on, I changed, but not in the way she expected. I stopped asking questions, stopped checking in, stopped waiting up for her. I started going to the gym after work, reconnecting with old friends, cooking meals just for myself, sleeping better than I had in years. She noticed, but misread it. See, she said one evening, scrolling her phone. You're finally acting like an adult, not so needy. I smiled. She thought she had won. What she didn't know was that I had started seeing patterns clearly for the first time. Her phone never left her hand. She angled it away when she typed. She smiled at messages that had nothing to do with me, and when I stopped asking where she was going, she stopped pretending to hide it. One Friday, she didn't come home. No call, no text. I went to bed early. At 2:17 a.m., her phone buzzed, left charging on the counter. A message lit up the screen. I miss your smile tonight. Same time Monday? I didn't touch the phone. I didn't need to. By morning, she slipped into the house quietly, shoes in hand. She froze when she saw me awake, calmly making coffee. You're up early, she said cautiously. Couldn't sleep, I replied. Big day. She hesitated. We should talk. Sure, I said. Later. Later never came. Instead, I spent the next week doing something she never expected. Preparing. I spoke to a lawyer, gathered documents, opened a separate account. I didn't confront her. I didn't expose her. I watched, listened, learned. She grew bolder. More nights out, more excuses, less guilt. One evening she laughed and said, You've changed. You don't even seem to care anymore. I looked at her and smiled. You said making me happy wasn't your job. I took that seriously. That unsettled her. The truth came out accidentally. We were at a small gathering, friends, wine, laughter. Someone joked about relationships, about effort, about compromise. Without thinking, she laughed and said, Honestly, I don't even feel married half the time. The room went quiet. I stood up calmly. That makes sense. She looked at me, startled. What? If you don't feel married, I continued evenly, it's probably because you stopped acting like a wife. Her face flushed. Why are you doing this here? I smiled. Because I finally understand something. Everyone watched, silent, curious. You said making me happy wasn't your job, I said. So I stopped expecting it. But loyalty, respect, honesty, those were still part of the deal. She opened her mouth, then closed it. I turned to the group. I think I'll head out. Enjoy the night. At home, I placed an envelope on the table. Inside were divorce papers. She came home hours later and found them. What is this? She demanded, voice shaking. My response, I said calmly. You were right. My happiness isn't your job, but my self-respect is mine. She cried. She begged. She accused me of giving up too easily. You didn't even try to fight for us, she shouted. I looked at her steadily. I did. For years. Alone. That's when she broke. She admitted the affair. Claimed it just happened. Said she felt desired. Free. Alive. I nodded. I'm glad you found freedom. She looked hopeful for a moment. Because now, I added, I can have mine. The divorce wasn't dramatic. It was quiet, clean, final. Weeks later, she tried to reach out, said she missed me, said the other guy wasn't what she thought, said she realized too late what she lost. I wished her well, and I meant it, because the greatest lesson I learned wasn't about revenge or proving a point. It was this: when someone tells you that your happiness isn't their concern, believe them and act accordingly. I didn't show her anger. I didn't show her rage. I showed her what happens when a man stops begging for crumbs and starts walking toward peace. And that was the answer she never expected.